It was a Thursday afternoon that seemed to burn through the skin, the kind of heat that melts the line between memory and mirage. Somewhere along Highway 61, dust curled behind a red convertible, the kind with cracked leather sheets and the smell of sun-warmed vinyl. Two girls laughed as they drove, wind in their hair, music blaring. The south rolled by in dry cotton fields and distant silos, indifferent and aging. Madeline Ross sat behind the wheel, blonde, polished, the kind of girl with a family crest on the mailbox and a senator on speed dial. She smiled without worry, without need. The granddaughter of a man whose name once stood on metal plaques across the state. Beside her, legs curled up, sunglasses oversized, was Haley Crown, sharp-tongued, university media student turned social media star, the daughter of a well-known civil rights attorney. An odd pairing by old standards, but this wasn't 1960 anymore. Haley recording on phone.
Okay fam, we're headed to another haunted place where white folks did weird things back in the day.
Madeline laughing.
Correction. This haunted place was built by my grandpa.
Haley.
Even badder. Plantation, ghost asylum, demon pig farm.
Madeline.
Worse. It was a reformatory for girls who didn't follow the rules.
Haley.
Oh hell, Southern patriarchy and haircuts, my favorite.
The car rolled to a stop at the end of a broken path. Before them stood a crumbling estate, walls choked in ivy, windows gaping like black mouths. The sign that once bore the Ross family name had long since rotted, leaving only rust nails and the shape of legacy in the wood. They approached the side door, the one Madeline remembered from childhood, half in dreams. A small cellar entrance tucked behind overgrown hedge. Madeline, brushing branches aside. It should still open. The hinges moaned, and a breath of cold air rose to meet them. Beneath the mansion, the air was still, stale. The kind of quiet that doesn't just mean silence, but listening. They descended. Concrete steps led them into darkness, lit only by failing bulbs, blinking like old memories. The corridor opened before them. A hallway lined with steel doors, each painted the same sick yellow-gray. Some were dented, others sealed with heavy locks. All of them bore signs that had once been polished brass. Haley, reading aloud, amused.
Silent cell, penalty block, hair removal unit. What even is that?
Madeline.
It was disciplinary for girls who mouthed it off, broke curfew, wore the wrong dress.
Haley.
Damn, they shaved your head for bad eyeliner?
They laughed. Echoes danced across the walls. Then they saw it. The last door. More ornate than the others. Its sign not printed, but carved, deeply, deliberately. Haley, reading.
Voice mock dramatic. Forgiveness through removal.
Madeline.
Mocking preacher. Let the hair fall and the sin shall follow.
Haley.
You think they actually shaved women in here?
Madeline.
They said it made you pure, easier to manage. My mom told me Grampy used to say, you can't reason with a girl who hides behind her hair.
She said it like a joke, but it landed, strange. Inside the room, the light flickered low. A leather chair sat bolted to the floor. A tray beside it held tools, scissors, dull clippers, a rusting straight razor. A round mirror hung on the far wall, cracked like a shattered eye. Haley, lifting phone.
Guys, you're gonna wanna see this.
Far away, in a room neither of them saw, a red light blinked on. Surveillance system. Low mechanical voice.
Occupancy detected. Chamber B4. Intruders confirmed. And somewhere.
An old man stood up. In a shack, nestled behind the overgrowth. A fan turned lazily above a stained cot. Dust drifted like old breath. And in the middle of the room, he sat, motionless. Ezekiel Bone, age 78, former prison warden, now more memory than man. His eyes, clouded, his hands, veined and calloused. His thoughts, frayed by age, warped by ritual. But every morning, he still polished the badge, still wiped the razor, still opened the logbook dated 1961. He waited for a name, for an order. Surveillance system. Crackled voice. Block B. 2 female intruders. Chamber B4. Unauthorized. He stood, slowly, bones creaking like rotted wood. A faint smile rose beneath his mustache. Not of joy, but of purpose. Ezekiel, to himself. The shift never ends. Madeline sat in the correction chair, laughing, still playing. Haley filmed. The lens pointed down on her like a throne. Haley, teasing.
So, this is where they tame the rebels, huh?
Madeline.
Queen of non-compliance? Should I strike a pose? Does this angle show off my cheekbones or my defiance?
Haley, startled.
Wait, what?
Madeline, tense.
Haley, was that you?
Intercom voice, monotone.
Inmate 1456. Violation of obedience. Cleansing protocol activated.
Madeline.
What the hell?
She rose from the chair, reaching for the door, but it didn't budge. Outside, footsteps echoed, slow, heavy, like someone walking through memory. Someone who had done this before. He entered the room like a shadow given skin. Ezekiel Bone, back on duty. Madeline backed away, panic in her throat. Madeline.
Wait, this is a mistake. I'm Madeline Ross, my grandfather.
Ezekiel.
Flat. Built this place. He trained me well.
Madeline.
You don't understand. This is illegal.
Ezekiel. Jerry.
Back then, disobedience didn't need a trial.
She was trapped, wrists bound to the arms of the chair. Tears welled up in her eyes, but Ezekiel didn't flinch. He reached for the clippers, turned them on, and began. Ezekiel, almost wistful.
It's just hair. It grows back. But what it takes with it, that never returns.
Madeline screamed. But screens in that room had long since faded into the walls. Haley sprinted down the corridor. Her phone had no signal. The laughter was gone. Every door she passed had a history etched into steel. Haley, reading. Charlene Banks, journalist, refused to retract article. Mabel Ellis, teacher, taught evolution. She stumbled into an old record room. Files still intact. Photos faded but clear. Dozens of faces, mostly black, mostly women. Marked, defiant, unmanageable, subject to correction. Then, one folder stopped her cold. Crown, Sarah, 1959. Refused to renounce civil association. Punishment, hair removal protocol, level 3. Haley's fingers trembled. The face in the photo was her grandmother. Madeline's head was bare now. The razor glinted in the dim light. Ezekiel moved to her side again. Ezekiel.
You're almost clean now. We all go through it. Even me once.
Madeline, sobbing.
You're sick.
Ezekiel.
Calmly. No, child. I'm still loyal.
And Ezekiel turned.
A new inmate awaited.
Haley moved fast, back through the dark spine of the prison. Her pounding, mind spiraling. She wasn't just a trespasser now. She was a witness, a descendant, a girl chasing the ghost of history and finding it alive. Haley, calling out.
Madeline?
She turned the corner, and there he stood. Ezekiel Bone. Taller than she expected. Not monstrous, but worse. Human, worn, solid. Holding a pair of clippers, like a holy relic. His eyes didn't blink. Ezekiel, softly.
You came back.
Haley, firm.
You need to let her go.
Ezekiel, tilting his head.
Why? So she can mock it all again. Turn punishment into entertainment. You're all the same.
Haley.
She's not mocking anything. She's bleeding.
She stepped forward, not with courage, but anger. Generational, buried. Haley.
My grandmother was here. Sarah Crown. You shaved her head. You erased her and called it duty.
Ezekiel. Pause.
I remember her. She wouldn't stop singing.
But nostalgia. Ezekiel. Slowly. She smiled. Even after I saved her. Said she was still free. Haley, through her teeth.
She was. And so am I.
The police arrived 17 minutes later, led by GPS signals and screams caught by Haley's cracked phone. They broke through the rusted door, down the stairs, into the bones of a building that never truly died. They found Madeline first, shivering, wrapped in a blanket torn from the correction chair, her hair gone, her pride fractured. They found Haley next, sitting beside a filing cabinet of forgotten names, dust on her lips, blood on her palms. And Ezekiel? He sat upright, calm, as if the shift had simply ended. Officer, sternly.
Sir, do you understand your rights?
Ezekiel.
I already served.
Officer.
Then why the hell were you still here?
Ezekiel.
Because no one told me to stop.
The footage leaked within days. Clips from the live stream. Haley's flashlight cam. A blurred shot of Madeline in the chair screaming. Ezekiel holding clippers like a relic from a ritual. Headlines poured in. Hair as punishment. The forgotten chamber. Justice lost in time. Hashtag swept the internet. Hashtag forgiveness through removal. Hashtag haunted hair justice. Hashtag the final shift. Madeline withdrew from public life. She never spoke of the chamber again. Her social media vanished. So did her laughter. But Haley began to speak. She published the records, held forums on the history of female punishment, spoke at universities, started the Crown Project, a foundation restoring the stories of women whose resistance had been erased. When asked why, she answered, Haley voice.
My grandmother's hair never grew back in photos, so I grew her story.
The chamber was preserved, restored to what it looked like in 1960, not to glorify, but to witness. Tourists now stand outside its rusted door, listening to recorded testimonies, looking at the correction chair bolted to the floor. No one sits in it anymore, except history. Etched into the plaque just above, there are blades that do not cut flesh, only memory. Ezekiel Boone died 3 months after his arrest, in a state hospital, alone, still believing he was warden, still asking what time the next shift began. They buried him without ceremony. No family claimed the body. No headline mourned him. But inside the old facility, his footsteps still echo. At least, that's what people say. Especially on blistering Thursdays, when the heat hangs heavy, and the silence listens back.